form it into a question, and then put the definition if that's something that's important. Ask for help. Smart students know when to seek advice. Hey, it's Asia here, and welcome back to The Purpose of Prep, your one-stop shop for everything study skills, college admissions, and SAT prep. And today we're going to be talking about study tips. Getting great grades is important in any college application. And for high school students, they have a lot of commitments. We're talking about volunteer work, clubs, leadership roles, part-time jobs, prepping for the SAT, standardized testing. Yeah. It's a lot. And I can relate. When I was in high school, despite having all of those other commitments, I was still able to get great grades and apply to the colleges that I wanted to using these 5 study tips that actually work. No fluff stuff you can actually apply today to start getting A's in your classes. Let's stop talking and let's get straight to the first tip. The first tip I have for you is to create question-based notes. Now, you're probably wondering what I mean by this. It's very similar to the Cornell method. But what you're going to be doing is after you're done reading a chapter, or if you're someone who needs to summarize a little bit earlier, you can do it after every section or every paragraph, is to create questions based off of what you just read. So for example, if you just read the definition for a word, form it into a question and then put the definition if that's something that's important. Or if you learned a new example to a topic that you just learned, form it into a question. What is an example of this? And then put the information that you learned. Take your notes with questions in mind, because when we want to learn new information, we think of questions. So taking your notes in this way will really help you prepare for future tests and learn the material at the same time. Because by the time you're done with these notes for that chapter, you already have a mock exam that you can use to study for this chapter later on. So focus on taking question-based notes, which will help you prepare for tests early on. The second tip I have for you today is to always get clear on test topics. Now, if your teacher provides you a study guide, that's great. You have an outline of all the stuff that's going to be on the test. But what I recommend for those of you who don't get study guides, or even for those of you who do get a study guide, is to confirm it with your teacher in person. Go up to their desk and just ask them if they have a study guide. Say, hey, is everything that's on this study guide is what's going to be on the test? Is there anything extra that's going to come up? Or if you definitely did not get a study guide, make sure to bring paper and pen and ask your teacher what chapters are going to be on the test, what topics are going to be on the test. This is important so that you're not missing anything. I can't tell you how many times my students come to me saying that this wasn't on the test, I didn't prepare for it. That's because you didn't confirm the test material. Don't rely on just the study guide, and don't rely on just something you heard from another student, for example. Make sure you go to that teacher and ask them exactly what's going to be on the test so that you have no surprises on test day. Hey, just popping in, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to click subscribe and click the like button below so I can continue to make more videos like this. All right, let's get back to the video. My third tip for you is to start scheduling your study time. That's right. Think of your study time as an event. Just like you would put baseball practice on your calendar, or just like you would put a big test on your calendar, put your study time on the calendar. When you leave studying up in the air, it never gets done. So make sure to use an online calendar like Google Calendar and schedule in your study time ahead of time. I recommend, if you have a test, to make sure that you schedule in at least 3 times to study for that material. For example, if you have a test next Monday, you could schedule in study time on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. At the bare minimum, these 3 times being scheduled in dedicates that you have at least looked at the material and prepared for it by the time you have your test on Monday. If you want some help on learning about time blocking and other organization tips like this, make sure to check out my other video here that talks about the top 3 best organization tips for students that will teach you about what I just explained about using an online calendar. So my fourth tip for you is to make sure that your study method matches your test type. Test types are the different ways your teachers can structure your tests. For example, your test could be all multiple choice, or maybe it's all true or false. These are the different types of formats you can see on a test. What's important is to make sure that the way you're studying makes sense for your tests. If you're just using flashcards to study for your tests, that may not be the appropriate method for a test that's going to be essay format, because you're not actually practicing pulling the information from your head and putting it into an actual essay. You're just memorizing terms, which is not going to give you enough of the material you need in order to write a full essay. So make sure that your study method makes sense for the type of test that you're going to have. My final tip for you today is don't wait until it's too late to ask for help. I can't tell you how many students I get that come at the end of the school year wanting to get an A in their class, but they're already 3 semesters in with bad grades. And there's not so much we can do at the end to overall change the grade. So if you are struggling with a topic and you're on your second test where you've studied and you're still getting bad grades, ask for help. Smart students know when to seek advice, and seeking advice does not have a reflection on your intelligence. Smart students ask for help. And asking for help can mean a lot of things. This could mean going to your teacher and asking for additional help. If you have free tutors at school, you can do that. Or you can seek professional advice from your own private tutor, someone who can work with you one-on-one, just you, and help you understand the material in your own way. But whatever you do, just don't wait until the end. If you're starting to struggle and your study methods aren't working and you're putting in the work and not seeing the results, make sure you seek advice so that you can get the help that you need, so that you can get the great grades you need to get into the college of your dreams. Comment down below which tip you enjoyed in this video. And if you enjoyed the video overall, make sure to hit the like button down below and hit the bell notification so that you can get notified when I make more videos like this. And as we say at The Purpose of Prep, work hard, study smart, and I hope to catch you in the next video.